Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
We begin tonight with a Valley News Live exclusive. Earlier this week, authorities arrested 5 suspects in connection with drug deals on the White Earth Reservation.
Despite those arrests, heroin overdoses in one small community on the White Earth Reservation continue at a frightening pace.
Tonight, Valley News Team's Neil Carlson shows us the somewhat shocking details of what's happening in Natiwash. It's a story you'll only see here.
An insidious problem is lurking behind the beauty of the forest on the White Earth Reservation. Heroin, and heroin sometimes laced with fentanyl, another opioid painkiller, and far stronger than heroin, are causing overdose after overdose.
Yesterday afternoon, actually.
Okay. How many? What happened?
We had 2 back-to-back calls of heroin overdoses.
Okay. Just right around here?
Just right around here in the community.
Emergency medical personnel tell me they serve a population of only around 2,000 people here at Natiwash and the surrounding area. However, they respond to as many as 2 or 3 overdose cases a week, and sometimes that many in a single day.
You see it every day. What do you think's going on?
I don't know. People are just, I don't know where it's all coming from, but there's just a lot out there now.
Okay.
And I guess the way I understand it, they're starting to spike it with fentanyl, which makes it even more potent. So
5 people are arrested this week, but the overdoses keep coming.
Yes, they do. It seems like, you get one person out of there who might be the head guy who's doing it, and then there's always somebody right behind him wanting to take his place.
It's a problem that's also affecting children. 2 children had to be taken over by social services following this week's arrest.
I'd say it's getting very bad. It's breaking up families and everything. Yeah.
Have you lost friends?
Oh yes, they change, their attitudes change, everything, yes.
The tribe has handed out hundreds of doses of Narcan to families around the reservation. It's used to revive overdose victims who basically stop breathing. However, officials say that may also be causing problems because family members are reviving overdose victims who then think they're okay and don't receive medical attention.
They still need to go get medically checked. That fix isn't going to last very long. They're still having
the effects of the heroin last longer than the Narcan.
Right.
We did a search warrant at 3 houses and a couple of days ago, and already we've had more overdoses since then. So we really need the community's help to step up and want to assist law enforcement in getting this out of their communities.
Unfortunately, officers say there is no easy solution to this problem that's ruining lives here and across the entire country. From the White Earth Reservation, Neil Carlson, Valley News Live.
While heroin is a big problem on reservations, the experts say it's a problem that runs through all classes of people across our entire region.
An estimated 150 family and friends are searching for a business owner from West Fargo. Police say Tim Higginson was last seen yesterday around 3 in the afternoon. He's the owner of the TNT Diner in West Fargo. Now, the search, we're told, is being done in the Kindred area. Police say he was driving a 2001 red Ford F-150 pickup with a North Dakota license plate HTV 090. The tailgate is a little different tint red than the rest of the truck. Higginson was last seen wearing a yellow T-shirt and blue jeans. Police say family has made contact with all of his friends. No one has seen him. Now, if you know anything about Tim Higginson's location or spot his vehicle, you're asked to call West Fargo Police. The phone number is 701-433-5500.
A recent investigation on a local drug treatment facility reveals possible violations and decisions that are being made based on lack of funding. Valley News Team's Christine Stanwood joins us live in the studio with much more. Christine?
Andrea, we got this Share House investigation report from the Behavioral Health Division out of Bismarck, North Dakota, which licenses treatment centers. And here's what we found out. After a month-long investigation, including interviews and on-site reviews, the BHD found Share House was not following procedures, including the center right here in Fargo. The BHD received tips that patients were being inappropriately discharged at the end of February, along with laying off 25 Share House employees. The investigation also found that Share House didn't follow its policies, had a lack of documentation, and had unlicensed workers practicing as addiction counselors. And among some of the most startling details, one of the discharged patients, 42-year-old Sean Hansen, was found dead just the next day. Now, I spoke with a friend who went to recovery meetings with Hansen. He says, quote, if Sean would have never been discharged, he would have been alive today. I reached out to Pam Sagnis, the director of BHD, and asked if she thought these findings would affect those struggling with addiction. And she says, quote, the administrative rules are in effect to protect the health and safety of those needing substance abuse services. And Andrea, as a result, Sharehouse now has to report to 3 different North Dakota examiners. We are still waiting to hear back from Sharehouse's CEO, Nate Medhouse, for a comment. And we've been playing phone tag, Andrea. He actually tried calling me during my last newscast, but I haven't been able to reach him since.
All right. Thank you so much, Christine. In the meantime, the Behavioral Health Division says it's requiring Sharehouse to put in place a corrective action plan for breaking their conditions, and they must do it by May 24th. If you want to follow this ongoing story, head to valleynewslive.com.
Thought our weather was pretty decent in the southern part of the valley today, but as I check out the radar on Hutch's machines over there, it looks like there might be some rain in the forecast for tonight. Hutch?
Yes, we certainly do have some rain showers that have plagued parts of the region throughout the day, limiting temperatures across the region. The biggest warm-up happened to the south and to the east of the Fargo-Moorhead area, while it remained a little cooler in the Devil's Lake Basin. Here's a look at active temperatures now. We have 80s in our southern counties, 70s through Fargo, and 60s up north. And that radar you're speaking of, Mike, does show spotty showers spreading from southeast North Dakota through the central Red River Valley. Little band of showers southwest of Fargo heading in our general direction. Not guaranteeing they'll hold together, though. A better chance of soaking showers in northwest Minnesota this evening. A few thunder showers are trying to develop as we head into the evening as well. The best chance of them will be pushing northward as we go through the evening. So bring the umbrella, but enjoy the temperatures because some big changes are in the forecast. I'll have details on all of that in a few minutes.
Hey, we want to remind the folks in Minnesota, outdoor sirens across the state are going to be sounding at 6:55 tonight. It's to test the system. These tests are to prepare for the severe weather season ahead.
A good thing to do.
All right, thanks, Hutch.
Bismarck police are still working to identify the body of a female found unresponsive today behind a business in Bismarck. Police were called to the scene shortly before 9 this morning. They say an employee at Runnings made the call to police about the body. It was found on the east side of the building, and officers determined she was dead when they arrived on the scene. Investigators collected evidence near the body, but it will take some time until they identify the woman.
Generally, the next part that would be we identify the victim, and then we got to make notification of next of kin. So depending upon how long that takes, that would typically be the next part. So yeah, maybe early this afternoon possibly, but maybe not. Certainly within 24 hours though.
Police are calling this a suspicious death.
Investigators are looking into a report of possible human remains located in Valley City. Officers found what they believe to be a human bone on the ground near one of the trees planted along Winter Show Road. Now, it's been determined that the bone was, in fact, a radius bone, one of the 2 bones between your elbow and hand. Valley City Police are asking that anyone with information on this case contact them. A manufacturing company is closing its door. Trinity Containers in West Fargo told employees this week about layoffs tied to the shutdown by August of this year. Now, it's going to impact 91 people.
We all had a sense it was coming. We saw it with Quincy, Illinois plant, and we knew that work wasn't coming.
Trinity Containers blamed the current market conditions for the layoffs. They said that there are plans to help their laid-off employees find other job opportunities.
The Dilworth Police Department is still waiting patiently for its much-anticipated body cameras. Late last year, they announced their department would start wearing body cameras. However, modifications to the camera from the manufacturer has pushed back the rollout date for a few months now. Those modifications will help with the overall goal of the body cams, according to the Dilworth Police Chief. Chief Sharp says the body cameras will hopefully be at the police department by the end of this month.
Bridges 2016 conference held to discuss questions and concerns surrounding this area's refugee resettlement program. Sessions included a panel of Concordia College journalism students discussing their class project. Each student took a various aspect of resettlement, media portrayal, refugee education, and the stories of women refugees. This was followed by a Q&A session with the panel where the audience asked how the students went about investigating and writing their stories.
It was really important for us to do this real-world issue and real-world topic because a lot of times in our journalism classes we get stuck in what we called as the Concordia bubble and just reporting about stories on campus because that's the easier thing to do with our busy schedules.
The students' final works will be published online by the end of the semester.
The Carson Wentz Watch, easy for me to say, Carson Wentz Watch continues here on Valley News Live at 6. Later, what has happened that could have a major impact on where the former Bison quarterback might play.
And some weather whiplash will take place across the valley. Some in our area could see flakes of snow before the end of the weekend. I'll have your hour by hour details coming up next.